there's a street that stretches between two of the larger canals, and there are springs. As the day is starting to wind down in the harbor, a lot of people are heading off to the seedy taverns and pubs that are off the harbor district.
Hey kid. The harbor master.
Sure.
Chip, but
Okay, how about this? If we're gonna go rest, we get some beers up there. We send some errands. We pay some people to go find some information. Who do you know that's lazy?
Where's Blackjack Mel?
Yeah, where's Blackjack Mel? He owes you.
we already sent him off on some information finding.
Yeah, I believe you did it. You were trying to see if Blackjack Mill. You had actually told Blackjack Mill to find out some information from you. Do you recall what that was?
It was to find out who sent the chemical guys assassinating the king.
I do have one idea. I could have Crowley be on lookout. Nobody suspects a crow, so he would just be able to perch here on the docks and make sure people who don't look like apothecaries go wandering off on boats during the night.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we drop some money with some locals, like the harbor master, local taverns. We mentioned we're looking for 3 people. I assume they dress the same. Is that what we call them?
Yeah, can we figure out like their name? Oh, the first one.
And they have like a weird tattoo. Then we can tip off to, what's the motion? Let's look at the book.
Guild of Contentious Purchase and Scientific Discovery of Brick.
There's something in the book that leads us to a place. Okay, we look like
For the books, Lady Framba.
okay, we look like my dress that I picked.
Why don't we do all of these plans? Why don't we pay off some people to keep some eyes around the docks? We'll put Crowley up as a watch. We will put up a poster about a lost book, and then we will go have a nap.
I want to find like a young boy, no older than like 10.
Now's not the time for you to find an apprentice, Pluto.
My squire.
Your squire.
Hey kid. Go see what a rat looks like.
Okay, so you're in the harbor where there are lots of people, right?
Yeah, so
Like,
we'll approach some kids playing, and I'll be like, hey, you want to make some money?
looking around the harbor, there's a huge number of workers that are moving goods from the harbor to the warehouses, and there are a fair number of young scallywags romping about, come down for work. A fair number of people, as the day is starting to wind down in the harbor, a lot of people are heading off to seedy taverns and pubs that are off the harbor district.
Who's that guy that almost beat you up, Sebastian?
Angry Bill. Or that wasn't
Or is
it.
it? No, it's Captain Angora, right?
Yes, Captain Anger. Vicious. Hey, Angora. I just got Angora, Captain Angora. I'm looking for a Captain Angora.
You've got.
Yes. My name is Sebastian Crow, and I'm looking for a Captain Angora.
Okay. It was Captain Angor.
I'm yelling the wrong name. That's going to make him really angry.
As you kind of look around, one of the porters and everyone says, if you're looking for captains, most people are heading into the in to get some drinks this time. You'll want to stop by the salt side if you're looking for up to Salt Sides because it's got some of the best grog and the finest cup. Beyond Salt Side is the Winded Sail. You might find a few folk over there, and between the Winded Sail and Salt Side, you're gonna find about a dozen nameless water holes that you can drown your sorrows in.
Drowning sorrows. Longer, but good to know that we can probably find Angeron. Salt Sides.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to get a few drinks with my one hit point, and I'm sure I have like blood everywhere and black eyes and bruises and look like a disheveled mess. Yeah, let's go. Also, Veo, you should try drowning your sorrows sometimes. It's great.
My sorrows make me stronger.
Oh, mine make me a lot weaker. Or they make me stronger. Maybe that's how... Anyway, we won't get into the nuance of my magic.
The two establishments, essentially there is a row of taverns and drinking establishments that make their way in this rather seedy, narrow street that extends out from the harbor area of Liberio, which really is the whole waterfront of the city. But along the central areas, not far from where the harbor master's offices are, there's an intersection of several streets off several canals that sort of form what is regarded as like the porters and the sailors districts. So this is an area where the establishments here service ship crews that are coming to drink. So many of these places, as you wander the streets, basically you kind of come to the section where there's a bit of a tiered setup to the streets, right? So there's a street that stretches between two of the larger canals, and there is a low part to the street and a high part to the street where several arches are carved out. So there's like a lower walkway and an upper walkway that's kind of two bridges running parallel. And all along as you hit this street, you smell a combination of smells: sweat and body odor, sea salt, alcohol, and various kinds of cooking from all over the world. Usually of stews and salted meats and sandwiches. And so there's several places where basically a literal like hole in the wall in the street is a shop that is just slinging whatever food whoever might live in that house owns, but they just open the doorways and it's this archway and a bunch of sailors are going up and they're getting fresh bread, some salted meat, maybe a bit of like fermented vegetables, or like that might be like a sauerkraut or a kimchi kind of equivalent, and just scoop it up like a bowl of food, a thing of ale, and people are drinking in the streets. There's arguing, there's fighting, people are standing in line, and then several of these form basically really, really cramped, hole-in-the-wall drinking establishments. But you can see, and it's hard to tell, like, from the street, if there's separate little houses, like, essentially where someone has just opened up a pair of double doors into what would be the equivalent of like the ground floor or the basement of their home, and is just literally selling booze to whatever sailors they can, right? So many of these places, they don't have a proper name because, you know, you're just gonna go down the road to Pietro's, and he's just gonna serve you whatever he's whipped up that day. But anchoring either side of the porters and the sailors is the Winded Sail and the Winded Sail Tavern and the Salt Side Pub.
Well, should we? What's the strategy here? We're gonna go for a nap soon, but we should hit up these pubs, I suppose. just ask around, see if anybody's heard anything, and let people know that we're looking for some folk.
Snack. Ask around. Get another snack. Ask around some more.
And a few pints.
There's a long line forming outside an establishment where an elderly couple are making skewers of meat cubes with vegetables, and they smell amazing. Like whatever they're slathering them with, just the smell, like the spice slather that's going on these skewers smells amazing. And you just see like the sailors, like just a big huge sailor just takes the skewer and just bites down, and you see the juice like running down their beard of like the onion and the pepper and the meat all together.
I'm in line, 100%. And I as I'm waiting, I conjure up my mage hand, and I'm ready to take like 3 skewers and just keep eating them as it goes.
Well, Veo's lining up. I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, after all the mouths we just witnessed, I don't know if I have an appetite. Oh, Veo's gone. So I guess what's the nearest one is the Salt Side.
There's the Salt Side pub and the Wind and Sail Tavern.
So here's the final question, gang, before we head into the Salt Side. Do we look okay to head in there, or do we need to look like captains or sailors? Is there any reason for a disguise?
So the Salt Side Tavern sits on the corner that starts the street. It's a large building that has several balconies, and the balconies are packed, and the arches between there's kind of this like arch porch, right, of the sandstone building, and it is shoulder to shoulder packed. The tavern, by noticing the Southside pub is not that large, but you can see that just inside, past the crowds, there's a cask veil. There's several cask veil where the booze and the meat is flowing, and you can smell the wood smoke from the oven that is making flatbreads to serve that are covered with like melted cheese or like a tomato sauce and just whatever the sailors might bring to put on their flatbreads.
Yeah, if we need to dress up, we can dress up. I dress up. I'm gonna get one of those flatbreads.
The people that are in here are all sailor. Like, there's definitely no dress code in here. Yeah.
But do we look out of place?
There's no in place to be here.
Okay.
Because this street is where the sailors go, it is an eclectic mix of humanity. You are seeing all manner of people walking down the street, probably from all manner of places near and far. There really is no such thing as the typical citizen of Liberia, because it is such an international city that people from all over the world are here, and even someone that might say that they are from Liberia, their ancestry is probably the mix of ancestries and peoples that dwell in Liberia means that there really isn't any standard. There might be the fashions of Liberia, but even those are incredibly diverse. So the notion of fitting in, especially here where you're dealing with crews of ships from, like, you can see amongst the crowd here, there are definitely Caspians, there are people from Westamar, there are even people from Illyria, but there are even people from more far-flung places like Oyon and Turin, and possibly even people that have come from the lands on the far continent are intermingled here because they're all ship's crews.
Okay, no need for Knife Gut Pete to make an appearance then. Let's head in. Pluto, what are we gonna tell people?
So
us ask if what they heard. But if they do hear anything in the night, should they send somebody to us?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
We'll sleep through it, but we just...
Yeah, Veo, you're on wake up duty if somebody comes a knocking. I approach the barkeep and I place 3 gold on the table.
The barkeep is a man with a frilled shirt and a burgundy vest, and he has a thick mustache and long flowing hair that is jet black, and kind of that's sort of like hooked nose, and he says, "Welcome to the Saltside Pub. How can Fernando help you?"
Well, Fernando, my name is Sebastian Crow, and I'm looking for some people. Now, I'm going to just leave this gold here.
You'll have to speak up, Sebastian Crow. It is very loud in here.
I am looking for some people. I am going to inconspicuously leave gold on this table and give you a description.
Fernando says, "My friend, do you see how busy my establishment is?"
I am looking for 3 apothecaries. They came in from the ill-fated Finch.
The man looks at the gold, looks at you, he looks out at and as you say this, another person barges by and says, "Out of my way, scrawny mage! Fernando, another ale!"
Is that you, Captain Angry?
It is not. It is just and Fernando says, "Sorry, my friend, but if you're this is generous, but I have many people to help today."
I slam 3 more gold on the counter.
Perhaps I wasn't clear. I have many people to serve tonight. Look at the crowd this evening.
I begin to scan
He looks at the gold, back at you, looks at the people.
I start looking around the establishment for something.
Sebastian, this isn't going anywhere. We should get out of here.
No, this is going somewhere.
Waste of time.
No, hold on. We're making somewhere. He's speaking in code, and trust me, I'm a smart guy. I can figure this out. Here's 3 more gold.
He says, "If you're looking to buy information, you need to add some zeros on the end that you're offering, my friend."
Gold? How much do you get paid? What? This is... Oh, man. Okay,
I might have the information that you're looking for. You have asked about some very particular individuals. Individuals with particular proclivities. Particular proclivities that can be shall we say, a liability for a man in business such as myself. You understand?
I see what you're saying. Add a 0. We got it. I put 1 more gold down. Now we're at 10. There you go. 1 0.
Get out of my bar.
I could burn your bar to the ground.
Okay,
if...
what my friend is
Okay.
Veo and I interject as we hear them burn this place to the ground.
There's like a fire in Sebastian's eye, and he's like, 10 gold is quite a bit of... As he's being like pulled off, I could...
How about this? I take 100 gold in a pouch, and I say, how much pizzas will this buy? I mean, flatbreads.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, actually, I'm okay with that. Wait, that's wrong. Oh, 25. No, 27.
See, Your friend here understands food. That can buy many pizzas. But I think that for a party such as yours, you might need to buy a few more. Do you understand?
This guy's scamming us.
Like maybe two more pizzas.
Yes.
How much do people pay for information here? This is just a seedy establishment. We're paying your entire rent for a year.
I put down one more poach with 200 gold.
Very well. Bernita, take the floor. Come with me, friends.
Guys, I'm so excited for these flatbreads.
You just spent all of our money on flatbreads. We need information.
All our money, we have a lot of money.
Yeah, that's actually.
We found like 5,000.
Fernando
rated dragon there.
Fernando leads you back into the kitchen, and where the smell of salt and bread is overpowering. You can smell that yeasty concoction, and the olive oil and the olive oils. And he says, "Your friend is a bit of a fool, isn't he?"
Oh, you mean Pluto? Yeah.
He takes the gold. You are looking for some individuals, yes? You said.
Yeah, creepy.
Well, I will turn off the stream here since it's probably gonna be filled with students, so
cult stuff.
not want to catch
Might
too
have
many
an interest
people
in dead
up
people.
close.
shit.
So I